Hey guys, welcome to this YouTube video. My name is Rindella Daisy. I'm an artist and animator, and today I'm going to show you how to create your own D&D character, specifically a sorcerer. And this is going to be super fun. Before we move on, be sure if you want to see more of my art, I have Instagram, Twitter, my website, all the good stuff. Be sure to check that out and let's get into it. Today, we are going to do the sorcerer. Basically, I just want to help you guys figure out, so I have the sorcerer. I want to figure out how to draw it, but I don't know where to start, I want to help you guys figure out how you can create your own D&D character that's sorcerer, how you can draw it. And so I'm going to expand upon what I did in the last video, and I'm going to help you guys figure out how to explore the idea, how to come up with lots of creative ideas. I'm going to show you examples, kind of help you figure out how to take reference, and yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, let's get into it. Building upon what we did last time, so you need the story, you need the shapes, and you need the details. Today, I'm going to be helping you figure out mostly the shapes and the details specific to a sorcerer. Obviously, not everybody's sorcerer is going to be the same, so I can't tell you do all these things to get the perfect sorcerer, because that's not how character design works. But I'm going to help you try to figure out ways that you can come up with ideas for your sorcerer, that have to do with your subclass or stuff like that, and also weapons and gear and stuff. So what I want to do is I want to take the idea of a sorcerer and I want to create a character from it. I don't know the story yet, don't know the shapes yet, don't know the subclass, but we're going to go through this together and we're going to figure it out. And by the end of it, hopefully you will feel more confident in creating your character, and that's what I really want you to be able to be like, hey, yeah, I can make a character, I can draw a character, and yeah, I hope this will be very helpful to you. First, what we're going to do, take the handy dandy Player's Handbook guide. It's backwards, it's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to take inspiration from it, and what that means is basically I want to look through this book and I want to look at pictures of different characters, different sorcerers, and I want to say, what do I like about these characters? What do I like about the way they look, what weapons they have, or not weapons, I guess, spellcasting focus, what magical items, what kind of clothes, and I want to take those, I want to explore them. And then once I do that, I can come up with my own designs and my own thoughts from those. Okay, so let us turn to the sorcerer. PQRS. Okay, sorcerer. There we go. So first off, this is like an epic picture. I just want to say that. So what I want to do is I want to look at the different subclasses, and I want to figure out which one I like, and I'm going to draw 3 different subclasses. See which one I like the best for the character. And this also has to do with the story. You have to figure out, why your character would be a certain subclass. But that's kind of hard to make a general rule for everybody. Like, I don't want to teach you just how to do one subclass. So we're gonna go through several subclasses together and we're gonna figure some things out. What I want to do is I want to do the wild magic sorcerer, and I want to do the draconic bloodline sorcerer. And then also I want to do the aberrant mind sorcerer, which isn't in this book. I don't know D&D, I think it's an add-on, okay? But yeah, it's really cool. I drew it for a commission a while ago and I was like hooked. I really want to play with. I already kind of, but it's a Draconic bloodline. Let us start. Basically what I'm gonna do is I want to read these and I want to think, how can I create a character from this description? And I guess that's what I want to help you do. Once you come up with your story, I want to help you to be able to come up with a visualization. I don't think that's a word. Visualization of that character. I hope and I think that this is a really good way to do that. For wild magic, or let's start with Draconic bloodline. Your innate magic comes from the Draconic image that was most mingled with your blood or that of your ancestors. Most often, sorcerers with this origin trace their descent back to a mighty sorcerer of ancient times who made a bargain with a dragon or might even have claimed a dragon parent. Some of these bloodlines are well established in the world, but most are obscure. Any given sorcerer could be the first of a new bloodline as a result of a pact or some other exceptional circumstance. That was kind of a lot. Here's the thing. Now that we know that, we kind of have that context, we can take that and take inspiration from it and create something that has to do with that. It doesn't have to be exactly that. For instance, my Draconic blood sorcerer, that's not really like that at all. I was infused with dragon blood, or she was infused with dragon blood, and that's how she became a Draconic sorcerer. So just keep in mind with this, there's no right way to do things. You just have to do what's right for your character, what's the most fun for you. Now we'll actually start drawing. Alright, so boring. Okay, let's have a look-see. So I'm going to draw a character that's inspired by this prompt here for the Draconic bloodline. Whenever you are doing this, I want you to already know the story of your character. I want you to take what you know of the story of the character and also their subclass or whatever and create something from that. And I think that, story is really powerful. It's kind of what drives art in general. And so that's why it's super important whenever we're creating characters, because we don't have a story, we don't know what we're drawing. We are going to create something inspired by this. Okay, Draconic bloodline. Whenever you are doing character designs, you always want to make sure that you have visual inspiration, that you have some kind of thing that you're going on. That doesn't mean you're necessarily copying a picture or you're actually drawing from reference, but some kind of thing that you can look at it and say, okay, other people have done it like that, or somebody drew that character like this. And so that way you can say, I want to take all these different ideas and put them some kind of pot of creativity, and then out of it will come your character that you've taken all this inspiration from. I want to take inspiration from a dragon, say. Draconic bloodline probably will be influenced by, it will be influenced by a dragon somehow, your character will be. That kind of means that whenever you're drawing your character, you want to take elements, not just say they're a human, you want to take elements of dragon too. And you want to be able to combine that into a way that makes sense for the character, that's pleasing, for the character, the compositional sense. And I feel like that's one of the best things about character design, is just taking inspiration from every single thing you can get your hands on and combining it into something that's your own, that you've made. So I'm kind of figuring out what kind of shapes I want for this character, again, like last time, figuring out, who I want this character to be. Who is this character, I'm thinking maybe they'll have scales on their face, but that may not come later until the actual details, and maybe they'll have eyes that look like dragon eyes, but again, you may not see them until later. And that's the kind of thing, whenever you're figuring out the shapes, you kind of come up with details in your head what it's going to look like, but you don't always draw those details right away. You may have to think about them first, and then once you figure out the shapes, you kind of think, okay, how do I want to incorporate these details? I'm drawing some little flames from his hands. So now I think I'm going to switch to doing more detailed one, more cleaned up one. Okay, now that I've got the shapes figured out on this pose pretty well, I'm going to zoom in, get a lot more detail on the character. And this is kind of, where the fun part comes in. I think all of it's fun, but once you kind of with the story, I think this guy probably had some draconic ancestry. Maybe he just discovered it and he's I don't know what to do with these powers, but yeah, and then he has a super cool hero backstory, whatever. But yeah, now I get to go in and figure out actually what he looks like and how the details add to the story. Some scales on the face for some dragon stuff. And that's you just want to try to add in details wherever you can that add to the story. If I forgot the dragon ancestry, he would look like a normal dude, which would still be cool, but I would kind of miss the point, Just kind of do somewhat plain generic clothes. He's probably not too high level. I really like the way this one turned out. I think that, you know, and even as I was drawing it, I was coming up for a story with him in my head because I was basically only going off of the prompt in the book. And I think, you know, this is the kind of thing you need to do. You know, you just need to come up with the story for your character, you know, draw out the big shapes, and then, you know, add in the details. And whenever you're adding in the details, remember the story, because that's what makes the character, the story behind it. That's one sorcerer, and this is the Draconic bloodline sorcerer. I think if I had more time, like, there could be other things I could add that would, like, add in more the dragon element. Like, maybe I can make his skin a slightly red tone, or his hair, you know, maybe have fire coming off his wand. But, you know, those are things you can add in later whenever you have more time. But for this, I really like this initial sketch, and yeah, I think it's fun. Okay, let's do the wild magic sorcerer now. For the wild magic sorcerer, it says, your innate magic comes from the forces of chaos that underlie the order of creation. You might have endured exposure to raw magic, perhaps through a planar portal leading to limbo, the elemental planes, or the far realm. Perhaps you were blessed by a fey being or marked by a demon, or your magic could be a fluke of your birth with no apparent cause. However it came to be, this magic churns within you, waiting for any outlet. Oh boy. That is really, really cool. I played a wild magic sorcerer for a little bit, and it was so much fun. This one I feel like will be a little bit harder to try to add the elements into just like one sketch, one pose. Like, how do you add a wild magic into that? One thing we could do is maybe add elements around the character. You know, whenever you cast magic, random things happen, like, you know, a bunny could appear. Or one time I accidentally, these like little blobs appeared and like they smelled really bad or something. Anyway, that was fun. But yeah, you could do that, or you could, one of the features for wild magic is whenever you cast magic, something weird happens, like your hair glows, or you float a few inches in the air. You know, those are all options for you. And I think it just, you know, depends on who your character is, what their story is. So yeah, those are all different options, and we can explore, like, all of them. And that's, you know, the thing, you have to explore and figure out what's best for your character. I think I'm gonna go with maybe a little girl this time, just to like go like do something completely different. Do little girl in a nice pretty pink dress. Like, you know, if Alice from Alice in Wonderland was a wild magic sorcerer. Okay, no. Maybe she is here and she has a staff. She has a staff and a weird staff with a weird wood knot on the end of it. And she's casting magic. Maybe her hair is like standing up on end, glowing. That could be a possibility. Maybe she has a little bunny next to her. This may not exactly signify that she's a wild magic sorcerer, but I still think it's cute. And so these are just like fun things that you can play with, like whatever's best for your character, you should do it. So I think I'm gonna do both, actually. I'm gonna have, she's here, their hair is kind of glowing and it's like floating in the air, like if it was underwater. So it's not like stiff, but because she's casting magic, it's like glowing and floating up in the air. And I think that's the cool thing about D&D, like honestly, you know, there are rules, but as far as characters and like, you know, just the aesthetic of a character go, you can basically have it be whatever you want. And there aren't really that many rules on that, you know, especially like depending on the people you're playing with. But yeah, I feel like that's one of the things I love about D&D, because you can really create almost anything you want and it can be something that you really love. Okay, there we are for this one. I really liked the way this one turned out as well. I feel like I said before, it's kind of hard to express that, you know, wild magic, everything is random. But in this, I really liked the way that I was able to incorporate a lot of different things into it. And this is kind of like one of my characters. She's kind of very naive. She's not all that smart, but she loves magic and she loves what she does. And yeah, I think that this is like, again, this is like the really cool thing about it. Like, you can take something like a story and you can create a character from it. So you should do this too. Okay, I think we'll stick to 2 because this is getting to be a long video. As a recap, let's put these characters side by side. As a recap, we kind of explored the different subclasses of the sorcerer. We explored different things about the sorcerer, how to incorporate elements from the subclass into your backstory and where it come from, and how to get like 2 really different results. And so I hope that you can take these and you can take them as inspiration for your sorcerers. If you want to draw them, I would be so happy for you to do that. That would make me so happy. And if you do draw them, be sure to tell me about it, because that would just make my day. This was so much fun to do. I really enjoyed just taking time to sketch, you know, D&D characters. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, I hope you come away with this. Remember, there's no right way to do this. Just, you know, take your sorcerer, think about what their backstory is, you know, come up with the basic shapes, and then go and find the details that are from your backstory and put them into the character. And that's how you'll get a really, really nice D&D character. Okay, so that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be doing more like this. Probably the next one will be about a minstrel, which I'm super excited about. I love minstrel so much. Yeah, be sure to check out my Instagram and my Twitter, and if you want me to do a commission, I have commissions on my website. So yeah, be sure to give this a like and to comment your thoughts if you've drawn D&D characters, if you want to draw D&D characters, and yeah, subscribe if you want to see more. I think this is all for today. Bye!